Hi friends, in this video I would like to discuss about posterior and anterior dislocation of hip. How to differentiate both the dislocation with attitude, clinical examination and basic radiological investigation. Here you can see two pictures in which the first one shows hip is internally rotated, adducted and flexed, and in the second one hip is flexed, externally rotated and abducted. By knowing the history of injury and also based on the attitude of the patient, attitude means how the patient presents, and with proper clinical examination and radiological investigation, how to easily differentiate anterior dislocation and posterior dislocation of hip. Coming to the basic applied anatomy, hip joint includes head of the femur and it is placed inside the acetabulum. When compared to shoulder joint, hip is more stable and less mobile. After shoulder joint, hip joint consists of the more mobile joint when compared to the other joints of human body. Coming to a history, a patient with history of dashboard injury. Here you can see this is the dashboard injury in which hip and knee joint is flexed, and in RTA due to high energy trauma the knee joint hit the dashboard. This is the particular dashboard injury in which hip and knee is flexed, which causes posterior dislocation of hip. Along with posterior dislocation, there may be a chance of injury to the ipsilateral knee, and also there may be associated fracture to the acetabulum. In 50% cases of posterior dislocation of hip, there may be associated fracture of acetabulum, and also there may be a chance to fracture of neck of femur and shaft of femur. The attitude of the patient is flexion, adduction and internal rotation, and surely there will be shortening. Here you can see this is the attitude. It is internally rotated, hip is flexed and adducted. Whenever there is associated acetabular fracture, the flexion and adduction is less, and whenever there is simple dislocation only, then the flexion and adduction will be more. Here you can see there is posterior dislocation of hip in a normal AP view X-ray of pelvis, and to check whether there is acetabular fracture, we advise special Judet views, that means 45-degree internal and external oblique views. Here you can see Shenden's line. It's a normal R from the infromedial border of femur up to superior pubic ramus. It is displaced or distorted. The Shenden's line is distorted. And this is CT, which shows a loose body, which prevents the closed manipulative reduction of posterior dislocation of hip. Coming to the reduction method of dislocation of posterior dislocation of hip, here you can see, I already explained that the attitude of posterior dislocation of hip is internal rotation, adduction and flexion. In the internal rotation and adduction, hip and knee is flexed to 90 degree. The doctor should stand on the couch where patient lies, and then in 90-degree flexion of hip and knee, axial traction is given like this. Along with the traction, an assistant should fix the anterior superior iliac spine and pelvis, and along with the traction, just opposite to the attitude, internal rotation and adduction is the attitude, and the reduction method is external rotation and abduction. Along with the traction, axial traction, by giving like this, external rotation and abduction is done, and which gives proper reduction, closed manipulative reduction. And it should be done within 6 hours of injury. If there is more delay, then it is better to go for open reduction and internal fixation. This is regarding the reduction method of posterior dislocation of hip. And the history of injury is dashboard injury, and the attitude is internal rotation, adduction and then flexion, and the reduction include external rotation, abduction in 90-degree flexed knee and hip. Coming to the next injury, patient or a particular person entering into a boat, one leg is at the land and other it is at the boat. At that particular moment when the boat starts to move, this causes abduction, forced abduction of the hip, and it causes anterior dislocation of hip, which is very rare when compared to posterior dislocation of hip. Apart from shoulder dislocation, the posterior dislocation is more commonest in hip and anterior dislocation is rare in hip. This is the attitude of the anterior dislocation, which is externally rotated. This is bilateral anterior dislocation, which is externally rotated, flexed, and abducted. Here in X-ray, you can see head of the femur is anteriorly displaced. This is the normal X-ray after reduction, and here the attitude is normal. Attitude is external rotation, abducted, and flexed. And actually, anterior dislocation is divided into two, inferior and superior, in which inferior or obturator type is more common than the superior or pubic type. When compared to posterior dislocation, associated fracture is rare in anterior dislocation of hip. In AP view, we can differentiate anterior dislocation. The lesser trochanter will be more visible due to the external rotation of hip, and also the femoral head will appear larger than the contralateral hip. Like with these two, we can differentiate anterior dislocation. And coming to the reduction method of anterior dislocation, just opposite to the posterior dislocation. In anterior dislocation, the attitude is external rotation and abduction, so that the traction should be given in 90 degree flexed knee and hip. And just opposite to external rotation, we are giving internal rotation in mild extension. The hip should be flexed to 90 degree and then traction is applied, and along with traction, internal rotation is done with mild extension of hip. That's the reduction method of anterior dislocation of hip. Hope you understood the difference in between posterior dislocation of hip and anterior dislocation of hip, and the difference in the reduction method also. Thank you.